Great to see everybody that's joining in. Welcome to today's webinar. Um, we already have 5, so we might as well start. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Welcome. Thank you to those that are still joining. Please, the webinar is being recorded and will be uploaded on YouTube. So if you didn't watch last week's webinar, please make sure that you go on YouTube and watch that webinar. I did share the recording of the link on the Slack community and on all the FNP App Academy WhatsApp groups. So please like, comment, share. Share with even people that you know that did not join the previous webinar. But today's topic is networking that pays, how to build clients and opportunities online. My name is Noltando Mukwena, and I am the head of support at IT Varsity. So today we just same vibe as last week. So when I asked for you to drop something in the chat, please drop it in the chat so that we make this webinar engageful and everyone please participate. So while we are still waiting for more people to join in, let's just break the ice, right? We're just gonna break the ice. So on the chat section, please just when it comes to when you hear the word networking, what comes to your mind? Just one word. Just one word. When you hear the word networking, could be like scary, weird, fun, opportunities. Just one word that describes when you hear people say network connections. Thank you, Aisha. We see connections. When you hear the word networking, one word that comes to you can be a word that describes the emotions, can be opportunities, can be anything. Connections, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. I see another one commented as well. Let's see those answers, guys. Let's see those answers. When you hear the word networking, what comes to your mind? Grow. Yes, I agree because the reason why we network is to grow. What else, guys? Opportunities. Thank you. Yes, opportunity. Networking is equals to opportunities, of course. When you think of the word networking, guys, what comes to your mind? What comes to my mind as Noltando, I think opportunities. When it comes to emotions, I'm thinking scary. Some of us have social anxiety. So when you think of like networking, let's say face-to-face networking events, you think, oh my God, there's already thoughts, there's procrastination, there's scary. You think of the word scary, and you're like, what am I going to say? Am I going to be presentable? Some of us, some of you guys are very perfectionism. So there's already thoughts that comes to your mind when you talk about networking. Nerve-wracking, yes, nerve-wracking. I can attest to that. It is a very nerve-wracking for me as well, which is why which is exactly why we're here today. We're going to change that, right? So we're going to start our webinar. Thank you guys so much for participating and just dropping in those chats. So today we're going to be talking about that networking, right? They say your network is what is your net worth in the digital world. I feel like in all aspects involved, when we talk about networking or your network, we talk about your net worth. I'm currently watching this Korean series on Netflix. It's based on lawyers and law firm and the regulations in Korea, and this firm pays their partners, the company's partners, per their network. So the type of network that you carry equals to the type of money or dividends or salary that you get paid for. So your network is very important as a person. Remember last week you talked about your personal brand. So if you have connections, let's say FNB, ABSA, that's your net worth. But how do you monetize that? Right? Most people when they think about networking or network, I feel like they're using it wrong. They treat it as like a numbers game. Collecting when we how do you first build that network? Obviously, you go to your LinkedIn, you connect with people, but people stop there. That's it, and that's wrong. I feel like we are using it wrong. You just collect connections you collect, but you don't use it. You don't monetize. You don't monetize that, and you say you are networking. So it's like a game. It's wrong. So today we're gonna see how you can use your network, how you can actually create value with the network that you have, and how you can actually monetize this as a personal brand or as a business. Real networking isn't about collecting contracts or contact, it's about creating real opportunities. Because remember here, what we're doing is we're shifting your mindset to actually starting a business. But in order for you to have that business, you need to have your own network as a personal brand or as a thank you, Topic. I see your comment. So today we're going to be talking about creating real opportunities. We're cutting through the noise. I'm going to show you a simple, genuine way to build relationships online that actually leads to clients, collaboration, and growth. All right. So number one, first, I'm just going to launch a poll on the chat section. For now, let's talk about now, not in the future, now. Which platform do you use for networking? Either type LinkedIn, Instagram, WhatsApp group, and those channels, Instagram, TikTok. Just one. Mention one. One platform that you use for networking right now. Let's see the chats, what people are saying. LinkedIn, WhatsApp, can be Instagram, guys. LinkedIn, thank you. Let's see. What do you guys use for networking? If it's WhatsApp, it's Facebook. Also, I forgot Facebook. If you're using Twitter, just write it on the chat section. And for now, with the results we have, it looks like LinkedIn is the top result, which is a wonderful place, which is the giant, the Apple, the big giant when it comes to networking. But if you haven't started networking, it's okay. So you've joined this webinar, and I'm going to help you how to navigate this. That I network on Facebook. I'm huge on the Facebook platform. I have some few WhatsApp channels that I'm part of that I also use. And you guys are very fortunate. You guys have Slack. Slack has over 573 people on there. International students, we also have them on Slack. National South African student also on there. We've got Zambian students there. We've got Mauritius students from there. So you guys can also use and leverage Slack as well as your networking platform. But remember, last week you said no shady or shady deals there. Just use Slack. So you guys, you use LinkedIn, also use Slack as well, right? So now remember last week I talked about shifting your mindset to actually starting. So now I want you to note this thing. Networking equals to what? Value exchange. You can know Tando that works at IT Varsity, Bilal that works at FNB, who works for the municipality. But what are you actually doing about it? What are you doing about it? You need to create value. That's today's push. You need to create value. You need to monetize your network. So the biggest mistake people make is thinking networking is for asking for things, which is not. It's actually about offering value first. You can't just take. You need to give in order to take. So think of it as like a piggy bank. You can't withdraw money from your piggy bank if you've not been depositing any money. Come December, you have an empty piggy bank because you haven't been actually depositing any money. Same as your savings account. You have a savings account, which is your network, but are you actually depositing any money, which is value? Then come December, you have nothing to withdraw because you actually haven't been putting value into your savings account. It also comes, that also as a part of your network. When it comes to your network, what value are you contributing? Like I said, you can't just be taking from, you need to also put some value. For example, let's say we have a student who is a graphic designer, right? A student who's a graphic designer, and they have this business. They're already doing their graphic design. They go on LinkedIn. Let's say they use LinkedIn as their networking platform. They go on LinkedIn. They comment on some posts necessarily have to be about graphic design, but posts that they really relate and resonate with. You comment, you like, you share. What are you doing? You are creating value, right? You keep liking, you keep commenting on these posts that you like. You also post on LinkedIn the type of work that you do, but also not just posting, creating value by sharing insightful posts, like where can you design free posters as a business, Canva, where can you download high definition images. So this person posts on LinkedIn, they share insightful tips on how to design posters, thumbnails for Instagram, for your social media pages. And then you go on, you see this post, and then you comment on the post and say, hi, I actually have, or I've done this before, and I've shared it on my LinkedIn profile. I would like to, you're already creating a network with this person that created this post. They give you a job to say, oh, okay, I we do have like social media accounts, but we don't know what type of content to put out. You then, and some most of the time when you already have an existing profile, there's no need for you to send a pitch, because why? They already your pitch, your profile is already your pitch. So they then go to your profile and look at the type of content you've been sharing, where you've been commenting, your likes, all your posts are there, right? And then they give you a job. Some might require you to pitch, some might not require a pitch from you, because already, why? Because already everything is on your profile. So this person now already puts herself out there as a graphic designer. She's already done that months before she landed this gig, because she has been wanting some freelance work, right? Most people on LinkedIn, or most hiring companies, or most agents on LinkedIn, they go through your profiles. Even on Facebook, I spoke about this last week. Even on Facebook, they go to your social media accounts. They take you on Twitter, where you connect with people. So now what's important is where to connect now, where to network, the actual playing field. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be strategic in terms of who are my people, where's my audience. You don't have all these social media accounts I've just mentioned. You don't need all of them. You just need to choose your one, where your audience is at, and then be strategic in terms of what type of content you're going to be putting out there, and how are you actually going to be creating value for your network. When I first started with LinkedIn, I would just connect with people in the IT industry, and that was it. That was it. But I saw that there are more people that actually, are in the same role or similar role. And then how do I leverage that? Right? So, number one, let's talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the king himself for clients and professional growth. It's where the real business happens. Number one, that's your note for today. LinkedIn is the king. Then you have Twitter, which is X, amazing for jumping into industry conversations, for raising your thoughts and showing your personality and connecting with thoughtful leaders. So you can also use LinkedIn. You also use Twitter. And then we have your WhatsApp. WhatsApp now allows you to have your communities and your channels where you can collaborate and ask for support. I gave you tips last week on how you can ask for support on these channels. We also have Slack, where you can post, ask if you want us to comment, to share, to like. If I have X, I can go in and share and like and comment for you, right? So these three ones that I've just mentioned, LinkedIn, Twitter, and your channels, and also guys, use Facebook. You can also use Facebook. Most companies they're not on Facebook, but Facebook is there also as a personal brand, sorry. That's where the real customers lie as well. So LinkedIn, it's more your professional side. And then when we talk about Twitter, is more professional also as well. But people there, we all know Twitter is very harsh. So that's why I said, if you want to grow, if you want to gain opinions or insights, you can go on Twitter. But for support and collaboration, you can use your WhatsApp communities and channels. So pick one or two that you know that no, this feels right for me, or this platform I can actually grow. Not forgetting Instagram and TikTok as well. If you feel like these three, maybe your TikTok, I would personally, if you would ask Nolt, I personally prefer LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, and TikTok as well. So if you want to grow there, if you feel like these social media platforms, these ones I can handle, then I feel like you should go for it, right? But also, don't just post, and you're not connecting. Connect, DM people. But I'm gonna tell you how to send or slide a DM. Guys, there's also networking events that you guys can go to. And I saw this one girl that went to this huge event, IT event, and people asking, hi, where did you see this? Where did you, people really want to connect and network. And that's where connections really happen. But we are digital students. Therefore, we need to connect where? On these social media platforms that I just mentioned. Now, how to start the conversation? How to start the conversation? Where do we start the conversation when we talk about the digital world? Sliding through a DM. Sliding through the DM now actually doing the real work. Because DMing a person is not easy. You ask yourself, what do I say? Where do I go about? What do I type? um like these questions, they go through your mind and you ask yourself, because at the same time when you share, when you want to slide into the DM, you want to make sure that this person answers you. It's like applying for a job, sending an email. I don't know if this happens to you, but I know with my sisters, when I ask them, have you sent the email, they're like, I just don't want to send an email and attach the CV. I want to send an email where I will get a response. So the same thing is on networking, is how do you actually now slide through the DM, right? Without being cringy or spammy, because, hey guys, nowadays you can never trust. So there's a formula I want you guys to use. Number one, connect. Connect, add value. Remember, I spoke about value. Connect, add value, and then you invite. Don't just connect on LinkedIn. Add value where you share tips also on your post. Show you, thank you, Tofik. You also show your work, and then you invite the person, because you can't invite nulls to your network. But when I check on your profile, or there's nothing that you give. Networking isn't about just taking. It's also about giving. So let's say you slide it to, I'm going to show you a good example. So a bad example is, hi, my name is Noltando. I'm a software engineer. If you have a vacancy available for software engineering, please let me know. Thank you. Like, what are you saying to that manager? Now, I don't know. Maybe you've done it before. I know I've done it before. I definitely know I've done it before. And I did not get a response. Now, a good example would be, hi, my name is Noltando. I came across your post on graphic design and using these tools. It actually resonated with me because I wrote a similar article, or I've done a similar thing on that specific topic, and it reminded me of this and that. If you are available, I would love to connect and hear more, or hear your insight on this and this and this and that. You see? Now, it already, you're leading with insight. It tells the person that you're doing that this person knows what they're doing. You did an article. I will immediately go and check. It already tells me that this person knows what they're talking about. Same with software engineering. Let's say you DMing now with software engineering. Talk about the skills that you have. I actually did this. I worked or partnered with this brand or with these companies. I worked with Google, with Amazon, on maybe the cloud computing or whatsoever. So now you're just leading with insight. You're letting them know. Don't just tell that person that you did this and you'd love to. Tell them why. Remember, I said it resonated with you because you've shared tips on how to do this and that. So you connect. Hi, my name is. You add value, and then you invite. But don't be harsh. Like, don't be pushy. Don't be harsh. Don't be pushy. It's just a simple, basic connection. But now you're not just connecting, you're adding value. and then you invite the person, I would love to have a conversation with you. I would love to meet, or I would love to connect with you. And then how do we then turn those connections into opportunities? Because you can't just I want to connect only. Remember, I said you need to leverage that as an opportunity, monetize that, either as you as a person or as a business, right? It's networking. I remember I used the piggy bank example. Networking is for those that joined late. I said networking is like, for example, you have this piggy bank or you have a savings account. You want to withdraw money by December. Question is, have you actually been depositing any money? Have you been adding any value? So networking, sorry, is like a garden. You need to water that garden by doing what? As simple as liking the post, sharing the post, commenting on the post. Engagement is actually you are adding value. You can't be sliding into my DMs and you've never liked my post, you've never commented, you've never shared anything, or you've never spoken about that specific title. Don't have to do it personally to me, but what have you done? Which value have you added? So number one, which is the easiest thing, remember we're talking about turning your connections into opportunities, right? Number one, you share your work publicly. Noltando that in the US that needs a social media manager will never know of you, a student at IT Varsity that does social media managing, because you don't post your work. The only way I can go and type on maybe I'm looking for a graphic designer. I will go on LinkedIn and just type graphic designers in South Africa or graphic designers. It'll show me posts, people, groups, photos. You will appear on the search. But if you don't post your work, guys, remember last week we spoke about the fear of failure, fear of starting. Post, share your work. You don't even have to show yourself. You don't have to show yourself, but you just post your work, right? Build a public. Guys, you don't have to know your customers face to face. Remember, we are digital students. You don't have to know your customers face to face. You can actually sell. We are so advanced to a point where you can have a customer, you can be in Johannesburg, right? And have a customer that's in Limpopo or not the Northwest. Because there's deliveries, there's delivery companies, you have your Pexi, which partnered with Pep, you have your Korea. There's so many I can mention. But the main thing is share your work. If it's an opportunity, if you've just done an assessment, remember some of you are still learning. If you have completed an assessment and a module and it taught you something that you didn't know, share that on your platforms. Share that. This will also attract opportunity. People will have a reason why they want to connect with you because you are sharing your work. And then nurture. You don't share, you share your work and then you nurture. Don't pitch to someone maybe. Remember I said don't be pushy. Don't be pushy. Don't be like, yeah, don't be pushy. Nurture. Once a person accepts your connection, wait maybe a day or two, and then you connect with that person, or you comment, or you like their posts. It's totally up to you. Share, and then number three, you share, you spotlight others, you share other people's posts. This might seem really small, but the type of content that you share speaks high volumes of the type of person that you are as a brand or as a business. Whether it's a funny post, it's tech, it's companies who are hiring, share as much as you can. Because some apps, they notify you who has shared that post, and companies or brands can see who shared that post. That means you resonate with that. So I hope I'm making sense. But any questions, just write on the chat and then I'll read them. And then number 5 is mistakes to avoid. Mistakes to avoid. Remember, we're talking about your connections, your networks that you have built on your social media platforms. Number 1, so this is the hall of shame. So you need to avoid the drive by hire me. Remember, I said that example. Hi, my name is Noel. I'm a software developer. Please hire me. No, build a connection with that person first, and then you invite, add value, and then you invite. Some of us, I'm gonna say some of us, we connect with the person, and then we ghost, the ghost connector. You connect, you don't add any value, you don't share, you don't like, you don't even interact. LinkedIn even reminds you if that it's that person's birthday. Interact with that person. Usually when I see that, what I do even on LinkedIn, because I haven't been much active there, but what I do on LinkedIn is when it sends me an alert to say, happy birthday, say happy birthday maybe to, let's say my Sunday. I go and see if there's any communication, or so that I can send a meaningful happy birthday message. So don't be that ghost connector. Interact, like, share, comment. And then the last mistake, don't be a vampire. Vampires only show up when they need something. Don't show up when you need something, right? Connect with that person, add value, then you invite. And then let's do a challenge right now before I continue. And this is like a practical challenge. I want you to craft your one line networking intro. This is your value. Now, this is your value offer. What I'll do is I'm going to help you just right now on the chats. So what you'll do is you will finish the sentence, right? For example, you're going to say, I help small businesses with their messy social media by creating content plans. So I help, who do you help? Maybe I help fast foods that have which problem by providing which solution. So if maybe you are a web developer, web designer, I help small businesses, or um, I help businesses to with that don't have e-commerce stores or online stores, and then I create e-commerce websites for them. So you can just type it on the chats if you want to type it on the chats. Don't overthink. Don't overthink anything. Even if you haven't started yet, think about what you want to do or want to start. So you will write it in. I help. I help you with, you mentioned that business. I help with what problem by providing which solution. So whilst I'm still waiting, I see people have some chats here. Siham says, as someone who is starting out with no audience, no contact, basically no presence, what would be the best strategy to build your brand? Start, post, connect, right? I said to you last week, you can even create faceless content. Use us even on Slack. Start there as your community, because I have my own community. I can even share your work on my WhatsApp status, on my social media pages. See, and then Sihams also says the deposit theory really makes sense. Tofik says, as you're speaking right now, I was just reaching out to some people on LinkedIn asking for insight about a specific role. I already got a response from someone who's open to setting up a Zoom call to discuss it further. This shows your point perfectly. People are generally willing to help and share their knowledge, but you have to take that first step and actually ask. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ask, guys, connect with people. Even if you say to yourself, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to start, maybe let's say, I'm going to start a fast food. It can be, remember here, guys, I'm not saying you must not dream big, but we start small, right? Even if you want to have your own mobile kitchen and you connect with people who have their own kitchens, connect with people who already have restaurants, the food industry. Ask, and then you ask those people because they've already done it. And tell you what, if you know the McDonald's and KFC story, some started in their garages. Some big companies started in their garages. But at that time, remember, the world was way, way behind. They didn't have these social media platforms that we mentioned. They were not digitalized. but today they are one of the biggest franchises in the world. So you actually have to start somewhere. And that's why I'm saying to you, what your networking is your net worth. So connect, ask for help, socialize with people. You already have your one network, which is me from Noltando from IT Varsity. But what value are you adding to that? And how can you monetize that? And then you have these 576 students who are part of the IT Varsity family as well. Tofik, you have people, guys, you have people who already have existing businesses. We have students who are permanent employees at certain companies, but we are not using that. We are not using that because we are scared to ask. We are scared to communicate. Aisha says, I help students who do not know what subject to choose or to do with their future make informed decisions. There are so many of students, 30% of our students at IT Varsity, they did not apply for themselves. Their parents did apply for them because they were confused on where to start, where to go. Aisha can post on Slack. She might find clients there. Post on LinkedIn, post on your all social media platforms that you guys are active there. So today I'm saying to you, your next client, your next mentor is just a message away. Some people, guys, are really not scared. They shoot straight to Bilal. Some shoot straight to people that you might think, oops, what will I say? So they are just a message away. We are so privileged to be in the digital world because Tofik might be meeting with somebody that's in the Western Cape or in another province. But we have a platform called Zoom platform that allows you to connect with that person digitally. Your challenge this week, I'm going to give you a challenge. Hopefully, we catch up next week, Wednesday. Your challenge for this week is reach out to 3 people that you admire. That's your homework. Reach out to 3 people that you admire, not to ask for a job or an offer, but to share something insightful and valuable to you. It could be an article, a project, a genuine compliment. But your homework, the reason for this homework is for you to start building something and start building your network. It could be me, right? And then next week when I ask who you connected with, you'll be able to say, connect, connect, connect. And the best place to start is where? Slack. I talk about Slack. Last week I mentioned Slack. People did not share anything on Slack. The best platform to start is Slack. Then you can go out and use the other social media pages. Some of you have actually did reach out to me, but I remember it was 2 or 3 of our programming students. They wanted to know which languages they can study that correspond with React. I know one was asking about SQL. So they were connecting with me. And I said to you guys, networking is not only about asking, give as well. What do you give before you take? Right? Slack is safe. It's a supportive space. I know you guys are not using that platform, but I'm asking you to use that platform and go there. Introduce yourself, just with one line, and start a conversation. Download these apps on your phone. If you don't have LinkedIn on your phone, go to, guys. You will be inspired there by LinkedIn. I'm always inspired. I don't know about you, but go there. Go on LinkedIn. Download the app. Facebook. Remember, you need to choose for yourself. Don't say no, said I must download Facebook. But it depends on how you use Facebook or Twitter or TikTok. Most companies now, what they do on Instagram, because I follow these huge beauty cosmetic companies. What they do, even the small ones, local ones, you know what they do when they want to launch their businesses? They create faceless content and then they do giveaways of their products or anything. They say this is the trick that most companies use on Instagram. They say, like this page, follow this page, share it on your story, add, comment, and tag 2 of your friends. That's how you enter for the prize. And tell you what, when you look at that profile, it starts with 0 followers to 200 followers. 200 might look like it's small, it's a small connection, but put 200 people in a room and you will see. Because you're using your phone, it seems very small. It seems like, but now invite 200 people in a room, guys, and you will see. Invite 100 people in a room. Trust me, you'll feel overwhelmed. So that's what most companies do when they want to grow their brand or their network. So go to LinkedIn. If you haven't, I said to you last week, I said, if you don't have LinkedIn, you don't know how to create a profile. There are actually, there are people that now charge you to to help you create a I don't want to use this word, but they charge you to help with creating a LinkedIn profile, what to post, who to connect with. They help design your profile. If you already have an existing LinkedIn profile and it's working for you, you can actually start that business, to help people with their LinkedIn profiles. Provide insights to say, remove this, rather use this word, use this line. And then there are people who say, I have a business, but I don't want anything to do with social media. Then that's where social media managers come in, graphic designers come in to create content for these businesses. I see you have something on the chats. Thank you so much, guys, for writing these comments. Okay, I see Senti says, I'm one of those who don't know where to start or to do or to fix my future. Anyone who can help. Senti, you can connect with Aisha. Aisha, here's one person to connect with. Topic says, it is the quality of one's convictions that determine success, not the number of followers. Just start, guys. Thank you. That's why I say most local beauty, if not even beauty, these apparel companies, they start, guys, with 0 followers. CM says, I help plus size ladies aged 30 to 50 years in corporate to dress fashionably from the boardroom to the gym, or just for a relaxing weekend with the focus on versatility and quality. Love it to the T. Nuri says, I have a business. I sell Islamic jars which consist of Quran verses, duas, 99 names of Allah, etc. Its objective is to uplift your faith. I've been doing markets and received incredible feedback. I've tried to approach stores to stock it in schools for their classes and shouldn't. I've emailed but no response. What could I be doing wrong? I don't think so far that you've mentioned you are not doing anything wrong. But the question is, are you putting yourself publicly there? Do you have like a LinkedIn profile of your business, social media profile? Because tell you what, maybe you can approach, let's say, Pick and Pay. I'm just going to use Pick and Pay as an example. You know what, guys, I'm being serious. These people, they check your digital profile. If anyone does have a comment, we can continue, guys. Everyone loves the concept and it's unique. It is very unique. I love it. I love it. I love it. So already you guys are showing so much value on these comments. Continue the conversation on Slack. Network there on Slack. Because, like I said, we have over 500 students there and there's only less of you here. So you put yourself out there, people will then know who to go to. Because everyone has value to give. Even if you don't have a business as yet, but you as a person, you have value to give. All right. If there's no other chats, and then, okay, so I see another comment here. The confusion and fear can be paralyzing sometimes. True. Guys, fear, I feel like at some point, even when you have to apply for, you see this post, you see this job application, you're like, this is me, this job is for me. But that fear of sending an application, maybe you think, oh, you saw the requirement says you need to have 5 years worth of experience. And let's say you only have 1, but all the requirements, you meet them, You're like, okay, check, check, check. But there's one that you don't meet, is the 5 years experience. Trust you, me. Most people that do apply to these jobs, guys, they don't even have that experience. But they do get hired. Why? Only God knows. That's why I say build your network. But one thing I will ask you today before I close off this webinar is start at home. Home is Slack. You guys have social media. You guys have a profile, LinkedIn profiles. Share the link to your LinkedIn profile on Slack. Let us connect with you and see the type of work that you do. We have had students who have worked together, who have networked. I always emphasize the power of networking amongst yourself as students. But guys, start. Keyword is to start. And I'll be preaching the word start until, every time when we have these webinars. All right. So remember your homework. Reach out to 3 people that you really admire. It can be you giving them a compliment based on their work. Can be you wanting an opinion, some feedback. Let's say you have a website. If you see this person is a web designer or developer, it can be even your fellow IT varsity peers. Slide into their DM and say, hi, I created this website. I saw that you're a web designer. I created this website. Please, can you just give me like some few, just give me criticism or feedback or constructive feedback. How can I improve my website? And then when you come back next week, I'm going to check and see whether you guys have reached out. I'm going to task myself as well, but I've already reached out to some student support managers from different institutions. I'll share one with whom I have had a conversation with. So we all have homework to do. Even if you reach out to 2 or 3, it's amazing. So Nuri says, please follow me on socials. This is my business, and if you need any Islamic jars, it makes amazing gifts and great for personal use and your family and friends. Tell you what, Nuri, we have this. If you are a part of the Set Girls Bursary, it has over 300 students. Share it on the channel, the Digital Entrepreneurship channel, but also share it on the general channel as well. That channel is for you guys to use. Siham says, from the last webinar, I have been trying to figure things out, where to start. I don't have money to make the life-size apparel, so I problem solved and decided to make a mini version I can make and feature on socials. Great. Have you guys heard also of, what's the name of this? Shopify. Shopify. If you've never heard of Shopify, research Shopify. Shopify allows you to sell products that don't even exist yet. But when you get an order, you can connect with suppliers who make the actual, let's say you want to sell t-shirts, right? You can design the type of t-shirts that you want to sell. It connects you with suppliers who can make and design the t-shirt for you. You are at home. You don't even have these t-shirts on your wardrobe or in stock. Research more about Shopify. It allows you to do that as well. So if you want us to follow you on social medias, go to Slack, share your pages, share your links, and then we will follow you. We'll definitely support you. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for today. Your energy was amazing. Now, reminder for that homework, reach out to these 2 to 3 people, or even if it's one person, reach out, ask them to add value into your life, or you can add value if you want to compliment them, then that's okay. But make sure that you leverage and you use your network as an opportunity. Not just an opportunity, but to create real opportunities. Right? See you guys next week, Wednesday, same time, same place at 11 a.m. Make sure that you are sharing the link with people that you know that are part of IT Varsity. Anyone is welcome to join. The recording will be shared on our YouTube page, and we will share the link with you on Slack. Make sure that you guys are using Slack, are interacting on Slack, and networking on Slack with one another. Thank you so much, guys, for joining, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.